If you would have told me back in high school that after you graduate, you lose about 90% of your friends, I probably wouldn't believe you. But in reality, that's the case for me. That's the case for a lot of people. And I found out just from people coming out on YouTube and TikTok, and they're really talking about this, about feeling lonely and losing a lot of friends. And it's harder to make friends the older you get. You know, I think it all comes down to after high school, everything just changes completely. I mean, back in high school, I had a lot of friends. You know, I had people in my rock band. We'd go do shows and play gigs together, and I'd hang out with people outside of school. I had a pretty big friend group, to be honest, and there was always someone to contact and hang out with, especially on the weekends. Even in the summertime, I'd have 20, 30 people over at my pool. We'd have pool parties, have an awesome time. And things just change after high school, you know? And I've been thinking about this a lot. And I think things changed for a couple reasons. Number one, after you graduate high school and college, people move away. It's kind of out of sight, out of mind. And so once they're far away, you know, you kind of stop talking. Whenever you're in high school, you're all going to the same place. You're all there 5 days a week. You're forced to go there. And so everyone there is your age. So you're in a classroom with a lot of people your age, and it's really easy to socialize in that kind of environment whenever you're supposed to go to a building 5 days a week to be with those people that are around your age. So I think a lot of people back in high school in those days were more of convenience friends because they're conveniently in the same building at the same time for 5 days a week. And then once you take that away, once you're out of the school system where you're not going to the same place 5 days a week to see the same people, then it really does take a lot of effort on your part and the other person's part in order to make the friendship happen. And a lot of times what we see is after you graduate high school, you know, people are moving away, so they're out of sight, out of mind. Well, they're not close anymore, so I guess I'm not gonna reach out to them anymore. I'm gonna meet some other people in this new place that I'm going. Or they get married, they have kids, and so whenever you get married and have kids, your priorities change to where you have to focus more on them. And people become more busy, you know, you're moved out of the house, so your parents aren't doing your laundry for you, and you don't have your parents to really rely on as much because you're not in the same house with them. And so you have to do more stuff on your own. You got to do your own laundry, you got to do your own cooking, you got to go to the store by yourself. And so that takes time away from hanging out with friends like we used to in high school. And so it's tough. It's tough getting older and realizing that reality, but it is comforting to know that there's a lot of people that are dealing with the same thing of loneliness. It is tough, you know, being in this new environment where you're not going to the school system 5 days a week. And so making friends is really tough, you know. At a job, it's kind of hard to have coworkers that are actually friends because they're all there just to make money. You can have coworkers that are friends. I think it could be possible, but I don't think it's as likely, especially if you leave the job. I think it's not very likely to keep those friends around because I think you're just kind of there for convenience, just like in high school. I mean, I'll tell you a couple stories of people I met recently. Like, I'm trying to put myself out there. You know, it is tough to make friends in your 20s, and a lot of people on YouTube and TikTok are saying, yeah, it is really tough to make friends whenever you get older. And so for me, a couple stories that I had is, you know, at the school I work at, I'm a physical education teacher. I teach PE, and it's a lot of fun. I love my job. And there was a person that was helping out with this fundraising program, and so they came in and they were helping out throughout the week, and I was like, yeah, this dude's pretty cool, you know, he's around my same age, and we were talking about similar interests, and I was like, dude, you want to hang out, play some games with me and some friends sometime, or go out, you know, play some pickleball or go do some disc golf? And he's like, yeah, dude. And so I got his number, and, you know, I texted him for a little bit, just saying, you know, hey, you know, you want to come in and hang out with us and something, or play games online? And, you know, at first he was like, you know, sorry, man, I'm busy that week and I can't do it. And so I would reach out to him a couple times, inviting him to do stuff, and he would kind of brush off saying he was busy and whatnot. And it got to the point where he just completely stopped responding. And I don't understand why. I'm just asking the guy to hang out and, you know, trying to be a good friend, because it seems like the older you get, people reach out to you if they want something, like, hey, you know, can you pick me up to take me somewhere? Or can you go pick up these groceries for me? But how often is it where someone wants to actually be your friend and just hang out with you? They don't want anything from you. They just want to hang out. And that's what I'm trying to do. It's funny because I got in a car wreck a couple months ago, and the guy that hit me, he was probably a few years younger than me, but I was talking to him. You know, even though the wreck was his fault, I was like, you know, this could be an opportunity to make a new friend. So I was talking to him, and we were talking about similar interests, college, sports, and everything, just interest in general. And the guy that hit me, I was like, dude, you seem pretty cool. Do you want to come hang out with me sometime with some friends? I reached out to him, and I was trying to get him to hang out with me and go out with some friends. And at first it was the same thing. He would respond and say, you know, man, I can't, I'm busy. And sometimes I would just text him and say, hey man, I hope you're having a good day so far, or hope you're having a good week so far. Just basic stuff like that, just trying to be a friend to someone, you know? And he stopped messaging over time and stopped responding. And I don't really get it. You know, I don't know why people are like that, but that's happened a few times. You know, I'm sticking with it. Anytime I see someone in public, I'm trying to be proactive. I'm trying to be intentional with my interactions, because as an adult, to make friends, you have to be intentional, because a lot of people, and I want to see if you guys can relate to this too. Let me know in the comment section if you relate, that if you don't make the effort, nobody else is going to make it for you. So if I go out in public, I mean, people might talk to me in public, but what's the chances they're actually going to ask you to hang out and do something, or say, hey man, you're pretty cool, can I get your number? Nobody does that. And so I'm trying to be that person that does that to people. You know, a really good quote that I've heard is, be the change that you want to see in the world. And so that's a really powerful thing. I want to be a friend to somebody. I want to be someone that's intentional with making friends and reaching out to other people. And I hope that people appreciate that, because it's rare to see that, especially as you get older into your 20s and 30s. And so I'm trying to be different, you know, different than everyone else, because a lot of people just go through life not, you know, reaching out to people, not texting others saying, hey, how's it going, man? Or hey, do you want to hang out? Or whenever you meet people in public, people don't really ask each other to hang out, and you got to be intentional about stuff. So I'm trying to be like that. And so I'm just kind of venting in this video, just wanting to get my thoughts out there, because this has really been bothering me lately, and I'm just trying to expand my friend circle. And so I'm curious to see if anybody out there is like that. You know, I'm the person that always makes the effort. I'm always the one to reach out first. In high school, I would always invite people to my pool parties, always, you know, invite people to sand volleyball, or just to do stuff in general, because I like to be the person that plans things, you know. But a lot of people don't really reach out to plan things that I've seen. And it's kind of a bummer. Maybe it's a personality thing. I don't really know. I guess people are busy and they got a lot going on. But I don't know. I guess I have that mentality where it's like, if I don't make the effort, nothing's going to happen. And I'm curious to see if anybody else can relate to me in that kind of way. So if you're feeling lonely, if you're feeling like your friend circle is shrinking, you're not alone. I'm in the boat with you. And I'm just trying to make some new friends. And so thank you guys for checking out the video. I'm glad that you can relate. Let me know your story in the comment section, what you guys are going through and how you're feeling about everything in society. What do you guys think about all this topic of loneliness, especially as you get older? Let me know in the comment section. If you're new to the channel, subscribe if you like the content. We'll be posting more of this. Let's talk. Let's relate to each other, guys. So have an awesome rest of the day and take care.